Hi, my name's Cameron. I'm going to be your social worker today. What's your name?
Mackenzie Martinez.
Hi, Mackenzie. Why are you here today?
I was recently called on by CPS.
Okay. So, I assume you have children?
Yes, I have two kids. I have one named Emily. I have a daughter. She's a newborn, and then my son Jonathan. He's 2 years old.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 26 years old.
Okay. So, can you go into more detail about the problem that you're having?
Yes. So before I had my kids, I was in an accident and broke my leg. After that, I went to the doctor, of course, and they prescribed me with medication to handle the pain because I was always in extreme pain. And after that, I kind of had a hard time getting off that medication.
Okay. So, you said that this happened before you had kids.
Yeah.
When you got pregnant, were you still using the medication?
No, ma'am.
Okay. But you're currently on it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just you, your kids, and CPS that are involved?
Yes, ma'am. Just us.
Okay. And have you had any past experiences with CPS?
No, prior to this, nothing.
Okay. And before your accident, were you ever abusing drugs or pills or anything
No.
like that? Okay. So can you tell me what medication you're taking currently?
Yes, I take Vicodin, hydrocodone, oxy, and stuff like that.
Okay. And so how would you say that your household is right now?
Well, it's just me and my kids. There's no father figure. My parents don't go and don't support us at all. The kids, both kids have different dads, and they don't help with any kind of financial status or anything. So it's just us.
Okay. And where are you living? Are you living in an apartment or a house?
Yes, I live in a one-bedroom apartment with my kids.
Okay. And do you have any siblings or anything like that?
No, it's just me.
Okay. So you're just an only child?
Yes, ma'am.
How would you say that your economic situation is right now?
Well, it's pretty difficult. I have a hard time maintaining a job. I'm always getting fired, or I have a hard time finding someone to take care of the kids, so I can't go in. So I'm always working in a new place every few months. So, but right now I currently have a job.
Okay. How would you say that your housing environment is? You said that you lived in a one-bedroom apartment.
Yes, the neighborhood is pretty bad, but it's all I could afford. So there's a lot of crime and violence there.
Okay. And do you have any boyfriends or anything right now?
No, but every few months I'll have someone.
Okay. And you don't talk to your kids' baby daddies?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. And have you had any past mental health problems or any treatment for those?
No.
Okay. Just the leg break
Yes,
thing?
ma'am.
Okay. So I'm just going to get a little bit of information about your background. How are you and your family?
Well, we're very disconnected.
Okay.
After the whole accident happened, they didn't approve of the choices I was making and taking the pills because they saw how it affected my life, and I didn't at that point. So they just decided to remove all connection from me and my kids.
Okay. And you said that you occasionally have a boyfriend every couple of months,
Yes.
but you don't talk to your children's fathers.
No.
What about your education?
I did get, I finished high school, I got my high school diploma, and then after that I went to college for 2 years and received my associate's.
Okay. And you said that for your employment that it's hard for you to keep a job because sometimes you can't find a babysitter or you have to stay home. But you are currently employed?
Yes, right now. I've been there for 2 weeks so far.
Okay. And are you in the military?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had any other abuse with drugs or alcohol before this incident?
No.
Okay. Has anyone in your family?
No, none that I'm aware of.
Okay. And do you have any current health issues?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so how about your cultural background?
So, we're primarily Hispanic, so I was raised in a Catholic background, so I wanted to raise my kids like that as well.
Okay. And so you want to raise your kids Catholic. Do y'all go to church
Yes.
every week or
Yeah,
anything?
we go every Sunday.
Okay. So what do you think is a huge impact for the problems that you're having right now?
Well, I just feel that I can't provide for my kids the way they need me to. I feel very unfit. I feel that they would be better off without me. And so, because I can't give them all the attention and the necessities they need, I just feel that it would be better if I wasn't there. And they're so young, so they wouldn't know. Sometimes I just have a lot of suicidal thoughts cross my mind a lot.
Um, so it seems that a lot of factors that are contributing to you feeling like this is you don't have anyone to help with the kids or to support you.
No,
Your family disconnected. You're an only child. Do you have any friends or anything that you can talk to?
Not really.
Okay.
I never work at a place long enough to get friends, and whenever I have free time, I'm with my kids as much as I can be.
Okay. So I think it's important to identify your personal and cultural strengths. So I would say that your personal strengths that I get from you today is that you always find a way to support your children. You know, you aren't in an apartment, you're not homeless, and you're not unemployed. You're always getting another job regardless. Yeah. And that you are close to God because you do take your kids to church every Sunday, you said. So what would you say are some of the vulnerabilities and needs that would help you, realize what the problem is?
First of all, I would have to. It's obvious. And now it's obvious to me that I need to stop taking those medications if I want to be better in any way or be better for my kids in any way.
So if you don't stop popping your pills or, taking drugs and doing stuff like that, you could potentially overdose. So, you need to think about where would your kids go, what would happen to them if something happened to you. You could lose your kids from CPS. CPS could say, oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, so we're going to take your kids away for good. And then they'd be, placed in a foster home. And you could potentially go to jail for neglecting your children. And, no one would have them. So, I would say that you need to get sober, live a clean and healthy life. You need to keep your kids because they don't really have anyone else besides you. And you could get a good job and a good house. And this is what could potentially benefit you from this intervention that we're having today. What would you say some of your short goal terms would be?
Well, of course, to get off the medication and slowly in some way try to help myself and find resources from myself that can help me not be addicted to these medications.
Okay. And what would you say some of your long-term goals would be?
Well, I don't want my kids to get taken away from me.
Okay. And I would say that another long-term goal would be, to watch your kids grow up, stay sober, and, just to be a good mom. And I would recommend that you should do or you should enroll in some type of AA program for your medication habit. You could also do a alcohol and drug abuse council, which is an outpatient program, and it just helps you, if you're thinking about stuff like that, what are other things you could do besides giving in. Also, job placement resources, because you told me that you were having problems keeping your jobs, so I could refer you to them. And also, you said that another reason why you get fired from your jobs is because you don't show up, and that could be because you don't have a babysitter, or that you don't have kids, or you don't have someone watching your kids. So we could also set you up with daycare assistants and, consult with them about what we can do with you. So you mentioned that that your kids would be better off without you, because you're not as financially stable or giving them everything that they need. So I would like to do a suicidal ideation questionnaire, if that's okay with you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just, 12 questions, easy questions, just however you're feeling, you can tell me. So when you said that your kids would be better off without you, what did you mean by that?
Well, like I said before, I can't and don't have the necessities to give them everything that they need. And so I'm having to leave them with the neighbors or just anyone that I possibly can find that I can trust at least to take care of my kids.
Okay. Okay, do you have thoughts of committing suicide or killing yourself? If you do, when was the last time that this occurred?
Yes, it's kind of like a constant thing. When I wake up and when I see my kids and I look at them and I see how much better a life they could have without me in it, or how much better it could be with parents that actually can provide for them what they need. I begin to think about stuff like that.
Okay, so how often do you have these thoughts? You said, sometimes when you wake up, but is it just every day when you wake up, or does it happen when you're not on your medication?
Kind of when I'm not taking the pills, it's more, I have those thoughts more when I'm not taking them.
Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 7, 7 being ready to kill yourself, how intense or strong are your thoughts?
I guess it just depends, but sometimes like a 4 or 5, because I obviously don't want to leave my kids without a mom, but at the same time, like I said, it would potentially be better for them, I feel.
Okay, so about how long do these thoughts stay with you? Or are your thoughts under control, or are they just impulses?
I guess when I'm not taking the medication, like I said, it just kind of overcomes everything. And just always in the back of my head, and just thinking that I'm just not fit to be their mom.
Okay, so what are your trigger thoughts? Like, what are you usually doing when this happens to you?
Well, like when I work, like once I get my paycheck, I look at the amount and it's not even close to enough for what I need to provide, to pay the rent, to get them food, to get them the stuff they need, diapers, formula. So I just begin to wonder, someone else can do that for them. Someone who has a better job and a stable living, and I don't. So.
Have you ever thought about a plan? If yes, how would you do it?
Well, since I do take pills, the easiest thing for me was just to overdose.
Okay. So, do you have access to these items?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you get them from?
Well, I had some from back then when I had the accident, and they did what's it called, refill them for a short time after. But then after that, I like I said, I live in a bad neighborhood, so it's easier to find it where people sell them.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever tried to hurt or kill yourself in the past, like before now?
No.
Have you had any changes in relationships? Have you felt isolated, all alone, or experienced any kind of loss?
No. After me and my parents just disconnected, it's just I've been alone and it's just been like that. So I kind of got used to it. But I have my kids, so I guess that's one thing stopping me from doing it. But these thoughts that I have been more aggressive lately. So I guess I'm in a place where I don't know anymore.
And you said that you are currently using pills.
Yes,
Are you using anything else?
No. Well, occasionally I'll go and go to the bar or go get some drinks and stuff, but that's only occasionally. But the pills are a daily thing.
So when you say it occasionally, do you just mean like when your friends want to go out, or do you just do it after like a hard day?
Kind of after a hard day or once I put the kids to sleep. It's usually by myself.
So about how many times a week would you say that you do this?
Maybe like 3 times a week.
Okay. And are you currently seeing a counselor or therapist for these suicidal thoughts?
Not mad.
Have you seen someone in the past for this?
No.
And you're not taking any prescribed medications, are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is it for this one. Right here, I have a no harm agreement, and I'll read it to you to make sure that you understand it. I, your name will go right there, make a commitment to living. I will not harm myself or anyone else in any way. I will not attempt suicide or any other self-injury. If I begin to have these thoughts of harming myself, I will try to identify specifically what's upsetting me. I will review alternatives to self-harm, such as thinking about my friends, family, or the future. I will do at least one of the following things for 30 minutes to try to make myself feel better. And so it'll list, you'll write down 3 things of what you think makes you feel better to make these suicidal thoughts stop happening. And 4, I will seek out a responsible, caring, and supportive person if thoughts of self-harm continue. If at this time I do not feel like I can control my behavior, I will contact 911 or the nearest emergency room. Important supportive people in my life I can contact. And, you'll list a couple of people just in case, because you never know when you might need someone right then and there. Your kids are too little to understand. Or if not, you could always call 911. And so if I could just have you sign this. Okay. And then okay, and what do you think are three things that could keep you from not thinking about those kind of thoughts? Is it like exercising, TV, playing with your kids?
I guess playing with my kids.
And what else? Like going for a walk, shopping, listening to music.
I guess, like I said before, like my family was, I grew up in a very Catholic household, so I guess that praying and stuff like that helps me.
Okay. And then I will let you fill out the names and the relationship and their phone numbers. And, I will try to refer you and consult with other people for AA and alcohol and drug abuse counsel, job placement resources, and daycare assistance. But thank you for coming in today.